What is up, guys? It is Mason with Riser Outdoors. Season is right around the corner. Today is September 1st. So we thought we'd do a video on something that's kind of popular. People ask us, and that is what we use to film our hunts. You know, what we use, what we prefer. Should I use this? Should I use that? We get a lot of people that ask us that, whether it's local or online. So we thought we'd do a video and kind of cover a few things that we use. Okay, so whether you are just now getting into wanting to film your hunts or you've been doing it forever, I'm sure you already have one of these, but I think everybody should have a GoPro. Whether it is a GoPro 8 or up to the GoPro 12, I would advise you start no later than an 8, just because that's what we use. We've had no problems with them. They film in 4K. Some of them film, some of the models, like this is a 9, it films in 5K. What that means is, and what that's good for, is if you set this up behind you, whether it's for a second angle or you're just wanting, you know, you're the guy that just wants to only buy a GoPro, just to capture that adventure, that memory, just to have it. Where these film in such high resolution, you can actually crop zoom, you know, as you're, you know, editing the video or whatever, you can zoom in by cropping the image and it'll keep some of that resolution, especially if it's 5K. So, but even in 4K, it still does look good. So we use these all the time. So I advise anybody that is wanting to, you know, go on that adventure of filming hunts, filming those outdoor adventures, whether it's with your buddies or whether you're by yourself, you have to have a GoPro. We would advise, like I said, GoPro 8 or newer. So definitely gotta have one of those. The next thing I wanna talk about is one of our most favorites. That is the camcorder. This is the AX series from Sony. This is an AX33, this is an AX43. They also make a 53 and AX100. The higher you go, the more features you get, the more expensive they are. This one right here, the 33 is probably the cheapest. You can get it for about 400 bucks on eBay or online used. It has a manual focus ring on the front, which is really nice, so that if you see a deer, you zoom out 40 or 50 yards. If there's a branch in front of you, it may actually autofocus on that branch. So that manual focus ring is nice. This is a 10 times optical zoom. That's the 33. This is the 43. It's a 20 times optical zoom, so you get 10 times more than the 33. It does not have a manual focus ring. It's actually on the screen. You have to manually adjust it on the screen. I'm not a big fan of that, but we haven't ran into many issues. If that does happen where you focus on a branch, you can adjust it on the screen if we have to. So, but the ring is really nice on the 33. The 43, getting that 10 times more zoom, you're gonna pay about $150 to $200 more for this one. They're both, they both use the same batteries and everything. The batteries work really, really well. You can get some cheap ones on Amazon that are, will last 2.5, 3 hours, big bulky batteries. The mics on them, this is a Sony mic. It's wireless. It actually is powered by the hot shoe on the camera itself. This right here is a TAKSTAR mic. This is on Amazon. It's the SGC-600 model. This thing is like $33 or $34. And we've gotten loads of compliments of how this thing sounds, especially for the money. People, local people that have watched our videos and also people on YouTube have commented complimenting how well our audio sounds, as far as, if somebody's whispering or, you can hear the deer walking or you can hear the birds. Like it has really good audio. And like I said, it's not expensive at all. So for a setup like this, you're looking at, 500 bucks. Setup like this, you can get for $650, $700, depending if you find one new or used. But these cameras are awesome. If you're just wanting to just, spend the 5, 6, 7, 800 bucks, start filming in 4K, these are 4K cameras, definitely grab a AX series Sony. The next style of camera is the mirrorless DSLR style camera. These actually take like lenses you put on the camera. These are becoming more and more popular. And I think the reason why is because they look so good. There's Sony's, Panasonic, Canon, all of those brands, Nikon, they make a really, really good picture. The camcorders, in my opinion, are easier. You just throw them up on a camera arm, click record, you got a remote, very easy to use. These things, if you decide to use these, I think they look better. The picture, the image quality you're getting in video or pictures looks way better. You can get a faster lens and have that like shallow depth of field, the blurry background if that's what you want. Like this lens right here, this is an 18 to 400. This is meant, for obviously zooming out there. Look at this thing. If you're going to want to use a mirrorless camera, you're going to have to most likely have an ND filter. This is basically just sunglasses for your lens. So like I said, an overview, I think the camcorders are easier as far as just going out there and filming. The DSLRs, mirrorless cameras, I think it requires more pieces, but I think the image and the video you will get is better. We use both. I use a mirrorless camera when I'm filming someone. If I'm self-filming, I use one of the camcorders. So just keep that in mind. A good mirrorless camera setup is gonna run you probably between $800 to $1,000. This is a Lumix G7. It's probably about a $400 camera. This is a Tamron 18 to 400, like I said. Zooms out, it's 20 times optical zoom. The lens itself is probably about, it's like I said, around 700 bucks. So right there, you're at $1,100, $1,200. Colton's filming with another mirrorless camera, which is a Lumix GH5. That's about a $600, $700 camera. So it is going to be more expensive, probably 1,200 bucks, $1,200, $1,300 for a good mirrorless setup. But the image definitely looks better. It looks more crisp. There's more settings you can do. You can dial it in more and get that look that you want. So you're trading, you're trading no matter what you use, whether it's camcorder or a mirrorless setup. There's perks and cons to both. Okay, if you're going to want to dive straight in, make these really good videos, get some good ass B-roll, you're going to want a drone. This is a DJI Mavic Mini 3 Pro. It's about a $1,000 drone, films in 4K, it films vertical, horizontal, has a lot of different features. We use this thing all the time, whether it's for B-roll, filming fields, cool shots once somebody harvests an animal. This, like I said, it's about $1,000, but a lot of the price has to do with this RC controller with the screen. You don't have to have that. You can get a good 4K drone for like, I don't know, $300, $300 or $400. So definitely, if you want to start producing, more high quality videos and get into it more, you're definitely gonna wanna pick up a drone. If you do decide to go the camcorder route, we highly recommend getting one of these remotes. These things are like $30, $35 on Amazon. This thing literally controls, the zoom, controls the power, start, stop recording. You can even turn, you can flip your screen out on your AX model Sony, and where it turns your camera on, and then actually turn it off with the remote, so that when a deer comes in or whatever you're filming, you can click the power on the remote, which turns the camera on without touching the screen. So that's a really big feature that we like, that we use often. This just pairs amazing with the Sony camera. So if you do decide to get a Sony camera, the AX33, 43, 53 and up, these just plug right in, and they're a must-have, especially also for self-filming. If you decide you want to self-film, this thing makes it way easier, cuts down on time. You don't have to look, you can just reach over, feel these controls, and do whatever you want to your camera without having to even look down at it. So definitely keep that in mind, like a $35 remote on Amazon. And another big piece of the puzzle is a camera arm. A little bit of advice, this is just coming from me, Colton, Andrew. A lot of what we did was, we actually bought a cheap camera arm. I don't even think they make this anymore. This is some like no-name brand we got on Amazon 2 years ago that was $35. And what we did was we just bought that, which basically gave us the arm part, and then we just upgraded it. We put another bolt in it with some washers and some spacers to make it smoother, that motion smoother. And then we just bought like a $30 or $40 fluid head to put on here, which makes it really nice being able to move it back and forth. You don't have to worry about it, that jerky motion. It just makes it real smooth. You can dial it in with the pressure of how soft you want to touch it, how soft it moves up and down, left and right. Fourth Arrow makes some of the best arms out there. So if you want to spend a couple $100, that's probably the best route to go. But if you just want to spend like $50 on the cheap muddy arm, and then spend another 30 or 40 to upgrade, the head and stuff, you can have a really, really solid arm for around $100, or maybe even a little less. So that's definitely important. And then also another thing we like with these remotes, they can clip on the handle right here, just like that. And then, so as you're in the tree, the handle's right there. So as you're moving your camera around, the remote's right there, controlling your entire camera without having to touch the camera. Okay, the last thing I want to bring up and mention, it's probably around, anywhere between $500 to $1,500, and I guarantee you every single person watching this has one, and that is your cell phone. These things film in 4K. You most likely already have one. You can buy an attachment. You can even buy a fluid head for an arm for your phone. If you want to start filming, but you don't want to start spending a bunch of money, just start filming with your phone. These things have really good zoom. If you don't want to zoom, just set it up to where, it's basically filming the action, so you don't have to worry about it. But as far as filming quality, you can film really good video, get really good content starting with your phone. We use these in many occasions where, we may not have the camera, or, the batteries may die. There are certain things that happen, and phones are really, really reliable. So if you want to start, that is an option too. This is, you know, whether you have an iPhone 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, fit, whatever, or an Android or whatever, it does not matter. If your phone films decent video, then you can start filming with your phone. Okay, so that is the gist of what we use here at Riser Outdoors to film our hunts. There's a lot of different options. We've definitely learned over the years what we like and what we don't like. I think there's a time and a place and certain content for using a camcorder versus a mirrorless camera, or a mirrorless camera versus a camcorder. And I think you learn that stuff the more you're out there. If you pick one up and you go hunt, and then maybe use the other one, you learn what you like and what you don't like. There's really nothing that I don't like. Like I said, I just think there's a time and a place for both different styles. And then as far as the camera arm, all the attachments and everything, that's just what we use. There's definitely better out there. This didn't even get into the, you know, thousands of dollars. I mean, there's big, you know, big companies that use $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 camera setups. We don't have that right now. You know, Lord willing, we might in the future. But right now, we just, you know, we have the $500, $600 setups. It films really good 4K video. So if you're wanting to get into videoing your hunts, we definitely encourage you to pick up some of this stuff. So I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. If you guys have any comments, make sure you guys comment them down below. We'll be glad to answer any questions you have. We are by no means professional at what we're doing. We're just learning day by day each year that we go. If you guys want to check out some of the content that has been made with this equipment, make sure you guys check out our season 1 and season 2 of our deer series. We're getting geared up for season 3, which starts the 28th of September. We're really excited for that. We really appreciate everybody that supports us. If you guys got any questions, leave them down below. We'll get back to you guys, and watch out for the 28th, start of deer season. We'll see you guys later.